You don't need more people in your life. You've had plenty of people. You need to find the 3 or 4 who can finally hear you. Let me say the quiet thing first, so you know you're in the right place. You've spent years in rooms full of perfectly nice humans, feeling like a radio tuned to a station nobody else in the building can pick up. And the advice you keep getting is some version of, just put yourself out there, join things, meet more people. You've tried. You've joined the clubs and gone to the events and made the small talk. And somehow, more people has never once translated into less alone. You walk home from the gathering of 20 feeling lonelier than when you left your apartment. Take a breath, because there's a reason the standard advice has failed you. And it isn't that something is wrong with you, and it isn't that your people don't exist. It's that you've been using the wrong search method. You've been searching by proximity, when your kind of mind can only be found by resonance. Today, I'm going to give you the actual method, where your tribe really is, how to recognize them, and how to build something real once you find them. This is the practical companion to everything you already feel. Less why you're lonely, more here's exactly what to do about it. In the next few minutes, I'll show you the science of why proximity fails you and resonance finds you, and what that means for where you should actually be looking. I'll give you the signal that lets you recognize a member of your tribe in about one conversation. I'll show you the one counterintuitive move that makes the right people able to find you. And I'll give you a framework for turning a scattered handful of intellectual peers into something that actually holds. Stick around for the third part, because it's the thing almost everyone gets backwards. If you've ever felt alone in a crowd and known deep down that your people had to be out there somewhere, you've found them now. Subscribe and let's go. Why proximity fails and resonance finds you. Let's start with a piece of research that should change where you spend your energy. For a long time, the conventional wisdom on friendship was about proximity. You become friends with whoever is nearby. Same neighborhood, same office, same school. And there's truth to it. But it's a shallow truth, and it's the exact truth that has been failing you your whole life, because proximity produces friendships of convenience, and a pattern weaver mind is not lonely for convenience, it is lonely for resonance. Here's the deeper finding. Neuroscientists ran a remarkable study where they scanned people's brains while they watched the same video clips before those people had ever met. Then they tracked who became friends. The result was striking. The similarity in how two brains responded to the same clips, measured before they had even been introduced, predicted whether they would become friends up to 8 months later. People whose brains processed the world in similar ways found each other and bonded, and people whose brains processed the world differently stayed several degrees apart. The compatibility came first. The friendship followed. This is the whole key. Your deepest friendships are not built on shared activities or shared zip codes. They are built on a shared way of processing reality. And your way of processing reality, weaving across fields, connecting distant things, seeing the pattern under the surface, is rare, which means the people who resonate with it are rare, which means proximity, by sheer math, will almost never deliver them to you. In a random room of 20, the odds that even one brain runs the way yours runs are low. So the answer is not more rooms. The answer is better sorted rooms. You have to stop searching where people happen to be standing near you and start searching where people are sorted by how they think. This single reframe changes everything about where you should spend your social energy, and it explains something that used to feel like a personal failing. Of course, your neighbors and coworkers rarely become your real people. They were sorted by proximity. Your tribe sorts by resonance. The two almost never overlap. This is also, by the way, the quiet gift of the internet. As of recently, something like 40% of people report having genuine friendships that exist primarily online. And for a mind like yours, that is not a sad consolation. It is the first time in human history that you can search the entire planet for the rare brains that match yours, instead of being limited to the few hundred that happen to live within driving distance. Your people were always out there. They were just never in your village. Now you can reach past the village. The signal, how to recognize your tribe fast. So once you're in a better sorted room, how do you recognize an actual member of your tribe fast, without years of slow trial and error? Here is the signal. Watch what happens when you make a connection across two unrelated fields, the thing you usually hold back. Drop a small one on purpose and watch the other person's face. Most people, when you leap from one field to a distant one, do a tiny involuntary flinch, a micro confusion, a subtle, "Wait, how did we get here?" that tells you their mind wants the single track back. That's not an insult. They're just wired for depth in a lane. But every so often, you'll drop a cross-field connection and watch the other person's eyes light up, and instead of flinching, they leap. They take your connection and add a third field to it. They run with it. They are delighted rather than disoriented. That leap is the signal. That is a member of your tribe revealing themselves. It takes about one good conversation to see it, if you know to watch for it. The mistake most lonely polymaths make is hiding exactly the trait that would let their people recognize them. You keep the cross-field leaps inside to stay palatable, and in doing so, you switch off the one beacon that your tribe is scanning for. Stop hiding the leap. The leap is how they find you and how you find them. The counterintuitive move, be findable, not likable. Now here's the part almost everyone gets backwards, and it's the most important move in this whole video. The instinct of a lonely person is to become more likable, to smooth the edges, soften the strange interests, become easy and pleasant and agreeable so that more people will want you around. It feels like the path to connection. It is actually the path to deeper loneliness. And here's why. The research on how bonds actually form points to something specific: self-disclosure and similarity. People bond when one person reveals something real and specific about themselves and the other recognizes a match. Reciprocal vulnerability is the engine, but you cannot match on something you are hiding. When you sand yourself down into a smooth, agreeable, universally palatable version, you become more likable to everyone and recognizable to no one. The very edges you're filing off are the exact signal your tribe uses to identify you. A smooth surface gives them nothing to grip. So the move is the opposite of what loneliness tells you to do. Be more specifically, visibly yourself, not less. Talk about the strange combination of things you actually care about. Let the weird interior show in small, brave doses. Yes, this will make you less appealing to the people who are never your people anyway. That's not a cost. That's the filter working. Every time your strangeness makes a wrong match politely disengage, it also makes a right match lean in. You are not trying to be liked by the many. You are trying to be findable by the few. And the few can only find you by the very thing you've been taught to hide. Stop optimizing to be liked. Start optimizing to be recognized. Those are different projects, and only one of them ends your loneliness. Building something that actually holds. Finding your people is one thing. Building something that lasts is another. Here is the framework. First, organize around how you think, not what you do. Most communities are built around a single shared activity. The running group, the book club, the specific hobby. Those can be lovely, but they will often leave a polymath restless because they're anchored to one lane. The communities that actually become home for minds like yours are organized around a shared style of thinking. People who jump fields, people who treat ideas as toys, people who get bored at the surface and relax when the conversation finally goes deep and strange. Seek the thinking style tribe, not just the activity tribe. Second, become a host, not just a guest. This is the move that changes everything, and it's available to you right now. If the perfectly sorted room doesn't exist near you, the most powerful thing a lonely polymath can do is stop looking for the room and start building it. Start the small gathering. Write the thing that signals how you think, and see who answers. Host the conversation you wish existed. The research on this is quietly encouraging. When one person discloses and creates a space for realness, it gives everyone else permission to do the same. You don't have to wait to be invited into a tribe. You can become the gravity that one forms around. And the person who builds the room is never lonely in it. Third, water the few, ruthlessly. Once you find the 2 or 3 brains that genuinely resonate, the entire project of your social life is to protect and tend those specific relationships like rare plants. Not to keep expanding the circle, not to chase a bigger network. A polymath with 3 people who can run at their depth is wealthier in connection than a popular person with 300 who can't. Find the few. Pour into them. Let the rest of your social life be light and pleasant and unremarkable, and put your real energy into the handful who can actually hear the station you broadcast on. One honest note. A gentle, honest word before the close. If the loneliness you carry has gone past the social and become something heavier, a persistent sense that you are fundamentally unknowable, that no one could ever truly meet you, that you don't matter, please reach out to a mental health professional or someone you trust. This video can help you find your tribe. It is not a replacement for real support when the loneliness has become the kind that lives in the body and won't lift. You deserve both the tribe and the support, and reaching for help is not a failure. It's how you stay whole long enough to find your people. Your people are real, and they're looking too. So let me leave you here. The loneliest thing about being a pattern weaver was never that your people didn't exist. It was that you were taught to search for them in the wrong places, using the wrong method while hiding the one thing that would have let them recognize you. You searched by proximity and found convenience. You optimized to be liked and became invisible. You waited to be invited into a room that the world was never going to build for you. None of that was your fault. Nobody handed you the right map. Here's the map. Stop searching where people stand near you and start searching where they're sorted by how they think. Stop hiding the crossfield leap because the leap is your beacon. Stop trying to be smooth and likable and start being specific and findable. And if the room doesn't exist, build it and become the gravity your tribe forms around. Your people are out there right now, broadcasting on the same rare frequency you are, feeling exactly as alone as you felt, scanning the world for a brain that runs like theirs. The internet made the planet searchable for the first time in history. The signal is learnable. The room is buildable. The only thing standing between you and the least lonely years of your life is the courage to stop hiding the exact thing that will let them find you. Stop being palatable. Start being a beacon. If this gave you something you can actually do this week, subscribe and join a community of people doing exactly this, finding each other slowly, one resonant brain at a time. And I want to know in the comments, what is the crossfield connection, the weird leap that you've spent the most years hiding that you're going to stop hiding now? Drop it below. Read the replies. Your people are in there. Thanks for watching. Now go broadcast on your real frequency and let them find you.